Hey y'all, Lady Prepper coming at you today. Like I told you last week when I was pulling all of the seeds off of my lettuce that I'd be back to plant my new garden for the spring season. Here I am today. We're going to replace all of this horrible things, as you can see. Pan across here, we've got the dead lettuce, and some of this is going to stay, but then over here all these tomatoes are coming out and we're going to start over. These are the plants I'm going to put in today besides the lettuce seeds. We've got a couple stevia plants. I want to see if I can start sweetening my own tea. Couple strawberries. Won't produce much for a strawberry pie, but I can nibble while I'm picking my tomatoes. Got 2 cherry tomatoes here and 6 big boys. All of these plants right here, this few little bit of plants, cost me $40. I was shocked. I remember when I used to get these for $2 a piece, but times have changed. Grocery store's expensive, so is gardening. Anyway, come on back and I'll let you know how it's going. Hey y'all, I'm back. Only took 30 minutes to get my garden in. I'm ready for spring. Going to tell you what I did, a few tips. If you remember, this is where that nasty lettuce was right here. And I pulled it all out and it was all dead, so it came out in a second. What I've done is I've taken and concentrated my seeds kind of in the center of this, and then they will spread out as they blossom out. But in the meantime, covering it with these little baskets I'll tell you about in a minute, this keeps all the critters out and it keeps the birds from snipping your seeds or any animal from digging holes. We've got raccoons and squirrels and birds and hawks and oh my gosh, there's all kinds of things that want to get in your garden. So this is great to protect them. The other things I planted were actually, these are left over. These peppers are still going strong. You can grow peppers year round in Florida. So they're still producing. And then on the end, I put in all the tomatoes. Here in the center, you'll see cabbage. Cabbage is a real tricky plant to plant in Florida. I've had cabbage that you could buy at Publix, go to the grocery store and get them so big. And then I've had cabbage that I think I'm going to have this year that are the size of Brussels sprouts. So it's a real crapshoot. You don't know what you're going to get. They're very much cold weather plants. So I've had, years where we've had a freeze or two. My cabbages are done well this year. Sorry, my northern friends. We had one day where it might have had a little frost. Haven't even pulled out the ground cover to cover the plants. So this year's been a bad time for cabbage, but we'll see. I may get one coleslaw out of all of that, but I'm going to let them go for a little bit longer. And then I planted a couple strawberries down there. Covered them up with a basket too because the birds love strawberries when they come out. They're attracted like crazy to those red plants. So I'm going to come over here and give you some tips for Florida gardens because that's all I know. Lived in Florida since I was 5 years old. So here I am, 67 years old, learning new stuff. This is awesome. I want to first talk about this cloth cover up here. It's a shade cloth. It's available on Amazon. We put the link at the bottom. It cuts out 55% of the sun rays. We've got it draped over on, excuse me, the west side where the sun goes down, where it gets really hot in the afternoon. So it just protects the plants from that afternoon blazing heat that we get in the summertime. And then this is open on this side for the eastern morning sun. So this year everything was happy. I got big tomatoes, first time ever. So this was really, really a good idea. A few other things I did when I took out this tomato plant that were here, all the dead ones, this one was just really wanting to grow. So this is something else I learned this year, is that you can root a stem off of your tomatoes. This was news to me. I did it. I grew one and had tomatoes produce off of it. What you do want to do is look where there might be any little blooms, because you don't want this plant to be concentrating on trying to create fruit. You want it to be concentrating on the roots. It looks sad right now because I just cut it, but tomorrow I'm going to take it inside and put it with my indoor plants, and it'll come up and it'll be fine. And once it gets a good root system, I'll put it in the ground and have some more tomatoes. A couple other tricks we do is, these are tomato cages. You can get at any hardware store. And as you can see, I tied them together here and I've put them to a post here. I found that this will keep them from blowing over, especially when these tomatoes get big. They go all the way up into here. And when we have any kind of rain, which we do every day in the summertime, sometimes we get some pretty gusty winds. That will keep them sturdy and their plants won't blow over and break. So that was another thing that we've done. This is something that will help you keep your worms and things off your tomatoes. It's a quarter teaspoon, maybe a half a teaspoon of Dawn in the bottom of a squirt bottle. I just leave it hanging out here all the time. When I come out and I start to get fruit, I spray them every couple of days. Seems to keep the worms and the bugs away, and just kind of spray all the plants. And my father taught me that many, many years ago, and I've always remembered that, and it works. Keeps the worms out. From my friend Debbie Cook that lives up in Panama City taught me this year. This is fish emulsion. This is the only fertilizer I use. Again, you can get it off Amazon. It's available in our link at the bottom. It only takes 1 capful, this little bit, in a gallon water, and it stinks. It stinks. It's like dead fish, just like it says, but the plants love it. You'll have lush green leaves, and the vegetables will grow. Again, this year I used this. Everything was good. The Dollar Tree right now has these baskets, and they have all their garden stuff out. This is the wire that I use. You can use anything. You can use bread ties if you want to, just something to hold this stuff together. But right now, if you want anything for your garden in the spring, even if you live in a winter climate, go to your Dollar Tree now, because they put stuff out really early. I mean, all their holiday things, they put them out months before it happens. So if you want garden supplies, go to Dollar Tree now. They will be gone if you wait until it's time to put your garden in other climates. Right now, it's just full of garden supplies. And they're cheap, obviously, $1.25. So stock up on these and this. Those are the 2 things that I use a lot. And hopefully, you guys will have a good Florida garden. And maybe these tips will help my northern friends. I don't know. Hopefully they do. So keep on prepping. Pray for the United States of America. Lady Prepper is out. Hey, y'all. Lady Prepper coming.
Speak up.
Okay.
Go.
Hey, y'all. Lady Prepper coming at you today. As I told you last week when I was picking all of those seeds out of my lettuce garden, that I would be back to plant my fall garden. Or so, shit.